Alright, time for some sales. And as you can see, I'm getting outbid on an item here. It's just the 20 notification of 24 hours left in the auction. So, this week was okay. Was all right. It was pretty much Friday. What was it? Friday night into Saturday was great, and then Sunday it was super slow. And it's been super slow today as well. That's really it to say for how the week went. We'll get into it. So starting off with the City of Miami Fire Rescue, $5.99. Sold this. This is actually I sold it again. I had sold this previously. The buyer didn't receive it. They've opened the return request and refunded them. About a week later, I got it back because there was a problem with the address. I sent them the original buyer a message about it. Never got back to me. I ended up just relisting it and sold it again. So hopefully this time it will get to the buyer. Next is Fairfax County, Virginia Fire Rescue. This one's a little hat patch, $4.99 on this one. One of the couple Fairfax County ones I got. Next, just a Salem, Virginia. It's just like a town patch, $4.99 in that. I got a couple of these, just the town ones, where it's not specific police or fire or anything, just the town, in one of the lots from a little while back. Next, Mercer Island, Washington Fire, the badge style, $6.99 on that one. Yorkshire Company 8, which is in Prince William County in Virginia, $7.99 on that one. Next, State University of New York, Campus Security, $6.99 on that one. Florida State Fire College, $7.99 on that one. This Riverside, California, sold out an offer $6.79, which I think was 20% off. It's been around a bit. Yeah, July 19th, 2022, so it's been around a while. I did 20% off, I think, on that, or 15%, whatever, to get it moving, and it worked. And actually, I just picked up another Riverside one in one of the new lots that I just got. Next, Florida Department of Transportation toll facilities, which I didn't think they had tolls in Florida. Not something I would expect from Florida, but $6.99 on that one. Next is Midland GXT yada yada yada, GMRS two-way radios. Pretty much adult walkie-talkies, but they're two-way radios. And which is pretty much what, like a handheld two-way radio is pretty much an adult walkie-talkie. Although with these, you do need actually an FTC license to use them. You need your own, radio wave that was in one of the pictures I put in the booklet, about how you need an, FCC license. So that's one of the differences between a two-way radio and a walkie-talkie. Anyways, I had it listed for $50, or best offer. I received a lowball offer of $25. I wasn't even, was contemplating not even countering back and just straight declining it. I decided to counter back at $40. Woke up, and I woke up the next morning and it had sold at $40. So that works for me. I got these from Uncle. I don't even know what his logic was behind even buying these in the first place. I don't know what he thought he was getting, but gave them to me, and I threw them up there. And they were pretty much a new open box, although one of the headsets was missing. I did notice that. And the box is pretty ratty, but other than that, they're in good condition, I hope. We'll find out. Next is DuPage County Sheriff's Office, $4.99 on this. And this one, hopefully there's no problems with this, as I have it marked as new. When looking at it, it's not new. This definitely should have been marked as used. Next, North Lincoln, Oregon Fire Rescue, District 11, or District 1, $6.99 on that one. City of Madison, Alabama, $5.99 on that. Broward County Sheriff's, $6.99 on that. Drakeville Volunteer Fire, $6.99 on that one. Reno. This is sold out an offer for $79. This, if I remember right, was Reno, Nevada. I was too lazy yet when I was going through listing these to put that in the title, which is I normally do because I received a message about it. That was it for Nevada, and I checked and it was. And then they bought it. Next is Fullerton, California Police. Sold for $7.99. This has been around a while as well. October 23rd, 2021. This, what should have been pulled is old stock, but I did not pull it. And at first I thought I had lost this. I didn't know where it was. Because it was one of the it should have been pretty much should have been pulled, but it was one of the ones that had some action on it, so I didn't end up pulling it. And this is another one too that really should have been listed as used. It's so not new. But I did eventually find it. It was in one of the drawers that I have, little drawers from drawers actually that I found that I figured would work good for like small patch slots. And that's what it was in. Luckily, I thought about that before I started going through every single envelope trying to find it. Next, Chester, New York Police, $6.99 in this. I ended up technically, or pretty much like losing it or breaking even on this. This is one of the ones in the lot I bought. I paid almost retail in all of them. So at $6.99, depending which lot it came out of, I either made 8 cents or lost like 3 or 4. So that was one of the ones that was not a good buy. But this is something that was a good buy. The lot that this came out of was the best lot I've ever had. And this was one of the, I think, 3 things that were left in the auction that didn't sell. There was 22 items. I pretty much put them all up for auction. There was 3 of them that didn't sell. And this was one of them. And this has been around a while. This was pulled as part of old stock because there was nothing left of that lot. And it's only worth $3.99 anyways. The St. Louis, Missouri Engine 32 sold on offer actually $3.39. It didn't even sell full price. But it didn't matter because I have already made my my money back on that lot. There was one individual patch that was for Detroit that sold for over $100 by itself. So I paid I think $50 for the whole lot to begin with. So this was disposable to me. Next, University of Delaware Public Safety sold out an offer for $5.39. And then the last thing to sell was this Clover, South Carolina Police at $3.99. So, as you can see, not a whole lot going out on this account, on the main account last week, because there's no inventory. That's the biggest thing. I've listed my last couple things that I have. I have pretty much nothing to list, although I may finally take this time to go through and list a couple of these lots that I have are of just patches that I don't want to piece out because they're not like police and fire ones or anything I want to deal with. Maybe time to finally bust those and get those listed. Same with like the Canadian stuff, the international stuff ones as well, just because I have nothing else to list and I would like to get them at least listed to be gotten rid of. So we'll switch over to the other account. Starting off with this Pancake Police ICOP novelty patch, sold out on offer for $5.39. Are these? Yes, these next 4 all sold together. There's Ocean Beach, Fire Island. This Long Beach, Nassau County, Riverhead, and that was it, right? Yeah. This Ocean Beach one, that sold at full price. The rest of these sold on 10% off. And the buyer had accepted the offer on the Long Beach, the Riverhead, and the Great Neck, and then wanted to buy this Ocean Beach one, but it didn't. I hadn't sent out an offer to them on this specific one, so they sent me a message wanting to request the total. And I don't have that turned on this account, and I do now after this. So I turned it on for him, requested the requested their invoice, except for they bought 4 things. The shipping is high enough that was sending this first class. So really, there was no shipping to combine on this, but I just combined it down for $1 on them and just ate the other costs of shipping. I would have been eating a little bit of shipping anyways, I'm pretty sure, even with the $4. Or maybe not. I don't remember specifically what it cost. So that was just a little courtesy for that buyer. Next is Ulster County Ulster County Sheriff's Corrections, $4.99 in that one. Florida Department of Corrections, $6.99. Not the same buyer. Pittsburgh Police, like a subdued version, $6.99. Here's some of the stuff that went for auction. There was 2 things that went well. The rest of them not so much. This Kosaki, New York, only went for $5.99, which is the start price. There was a couple lots of Pennsylvania police ones that I put up for auction that I didn't want to deal with. These 2, I'm pretty sure, sold to the same buyer for $16.49 and then $17.49. I made a couple bucks on this, not a lot. That lot I think is gonna end up turning out to be not a good deal at all. It's gonna end up being probably the bane of my existence. Next is Sleepy Hollow Police, $3.99. Yonkers, $6.99. Fort Worth Air Support, $6.99. Harford County Sheriff's, $3.99 on that one. Las Vegas Canine, $8.99 on that. There was a couple different Las Vegas ones that I did put to auction, and they didn't get any action. They're not anything special like I thought they were. This was one of the good ones. As you can see, this Putnam Valley Police started at $5.99, ended up selling for $31. And even that was with some glue on the back. Because I think someone had these glued, which you should never do. That's a horrible idea. But that, you can see, it's kind of got staining on it. It's not in mint condition. But still got $31, which is good. Next is this Haverstraw Police. This sold only for $7.99. The buyer really wanted it, obviously, because they put in the 2 bids, which I've done before, you know, just to make sure you get it, because this did go to Haverstraw, actually. So here's the other auction that did well. This New York Shields Police Pipes and Drums went for $15.50. Started at $6.99, so not too bad on that one. Here's another lot of Pennsylvania that didn't sell at auction, and when I relisted it for $20, this buyer who bought a bunch of the other lots from the other auction that I did bought this one, and he's a patch reseller himself. I checked out his store. Nothing really that I wanted for my own collection. And I didn't notice the other ones being listed, or unless they were, and I just didn't recognize them. So $20 on that one. $20 for that lot of 9. Next is this Raleigh, $4.99. Next is this box of Freestyle Light test strips. Count of 50. Sold it for $20, free ship. These were my grandfather's. He died. It was this year is coming up on 2 years. Next month, or April 1st, it'll be 2 months. Not 2 months, 2 years, I think. And these have been sitting around. I had a big lot of ones that I sold. There was a big lot that I sold a couple months back, and then there was this just random one by itself. Oh, I think the expiration date on this was different than the other ones, which is why I didn't include it. which is why these, yeah, because these expired on 4/30, and I think the other ones were like 8, were in like August, so that's why I listed these separate. Took a couple days, compared to the other ones, which sold like right away. So even expired, diabetic test strips will still sell. Just make sure, obviously, you disclose that and show it in the photos so you're protected on that end. Next is this Galway, New York. Sold for $12.50. Started at $6.99, so did okay. Say we got a large fire behind Central Terminal, a large pile of tires and trash and crap. Uh-oh, that's not good. And it's right by train tracks. And it's an area that's had previous fires, like in that area. And a fire coming down, or train coming down the tracks is not good. Train. Oops, alright. Alright. Back to what I was doing. These next 3 things sold. All the same buyer, but they annoyingly did 3 separate purchases. I hate when people do that. Just buy it as one. There's no need to do it 3 separate times. But it was a pretty good one. This Stony Point at $7.99. This NYPD at $6.99. And then the Suffern, New York at $14.99. And this already had the $4 for first class shipping on it, so I refunded him the other $2, and I think it came to $3.75. If I remember right, I refunded the $2 difference on that, so that was that. Next is this Kingston, New York, $6.99. Liverpool at $6.99. NYPD auto larceny at $8.99. There's Versailles, Kentucky at $5.99. Shrewsbury, Massachusetts at $6.99. A lot of $6.99s and $5.99s. That's a pretty common price of mine. Next is this Washington, D.C. Protective Services. I have I have 25 of them. Sold it for $4.99. Not the greatest. And then last thing for this week is this Rhode Island State Police Tactical Team at $5.99. So that is it for the sales. Like I said, a lot of it was like that Friday night, Saturday. Friday night, right? Yeah, Friday night was a lot of the sales. And that really was that. That's that for this weekend. I did pick up one more lot. One lot, small lots of like 20-something things. Mostly police, couple fire things. Nothing really spectacular about that. So, if I remember, I'll show you next week. It's not a big deal for this week. So, and there is a couple things I'm hoping to score this week inventory-wise. A couple of EMS lots. The auctions are ending at like 1, it was 2 in the morning. So I'll see if I win those. But other than that, hopefully, like with the spring coming back, there'll be people going to like garage sales and stuff. Sales like that, and there will be large lots of patches that from people's collections that are being sold. That's kind of what I'm hoping, and maybe that's why I had such good luck with finding large lots, because people, resellers were picking them up cheap in, yard sales and estate sales and things like that. So, we'll see if that helps revive my search for inventory. And myself this year, I maybe will start going to yard sales and estate sales and all that to see if I can find anything for myself. So, other than that, I'll see you guys next week.